Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Lap Zero podcast. We are here for lap 42. It's going to be the Juan Pablo Montoya episode.
Yeah, because Kyle Petty apparently sucks. So.
Hopefully, this means we get to blow up. Yeah, screw Kyle Petty, by the way, because ain't nobody like his comments about Ryan Blaney, so we don't like Kyle Petty. And his stupid ass ponytail.
Okay. Yeah.
Or what he did to Davey Allison in the All-Star race.
Yeah, screw him. Yeah,
nobody knows what he did.
All my homies hate Kyle Petty.
Oh, not your homie now. Okay. No, it's good. Anyways,
we ain't got too much crazy stuff to talk about. We're gonna roll into some Vegas stuff. NASCAR's closed off for the season, so we ain't got much to say about that other than Ryan Blaney won the championship. Let's go!
Let's go!
Other than that, I'll remind you that every week until we conclude. But aside from that...
Now, real quick, Ryan Blaney drove the Ford, right? But, like, who won the constructors?
Well, you see, the manufacturer championship was wrapped up by a good old bow tie baby. So, let's see how many years in a row that was, because I did look it up.
So how happy would you be? How celebrated would you make it if he actually got into a Chevy at some point in his career?
I would be ecstatic.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, he would break the bank buying merch, dude.
So, okay, by the way, so just to show you how much Ford actually sucks. So, total wins overall by manufacturer. Chevrolet's got 78 and Ford's got 23.
Wow.
Can you please tell me how many constructor championships Chevy has in F1?
Nobody cares about F1.
Yeah, we're talking about
we're Americano over here, okay? We don't speak that other English over here.
Overall Le Mans 24-hour wins does Chevrolet have?
Hey, once again, nobody asked. We're talking about NASCAR.
How many Daytona 24 hours overall wins do they have?
Some. I mean, there's some probably.
No, they don't. Oh, yeah, I think they do have some.
Exactly. So it's good. It doesn't matter. We probably have more in total than the difference of everything you just listed in made up for in NASCAR Cup Series wins. So, you know what?
We'll have to look into it. For
Ford sucks and so does Norman. But anyways.
Who's bigger in the world? Ford.
Well, when
Ford
you
is
give
more
away
internationally recognized in racing than Chevrolet.
When your
My dad
so
can
cheap.
beat up your dad.
Well, I mean, Toyota, I'd like to throw into that one worldwide. If you're going to go.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. Toyota's probably.
Anyways,
I would think overall,
who's a cooler manufacturer in Australia? Yep, Chevy is.
I'll tell you this.
How many Chevrolet World Rally Championships do they have?
I don't know.
None.
I'll tell you this much, though. If I was going to grab a Chevrolet, or if I was going to grab a NASCAR and go put it in the Le Mans 24-hour, like, what kind of car would I grab? I mean,
grab a Chevy.
It's been done.
Because it actually makes it 24 hours, right?
Yeah,
you said that,
they did do that. They did that.
Yeah, but Chevy's trying to get into Formula One, and they're not even going to build their own power unit. They're going to buy a power unit off someone.
Yeah, Red Bull's doing pretty good doing that, bud. But they're having a pretty good time with that right now. Just saying. They've had pretty good luck with that. And so has McLaren, and so has Aston Martin.
Hey,
unfortunately,
Red Bull
Mercedes
decided to let Ford build their power unit now.
That's pretty scary. They're going to have a lot of mechanical failures in the near future, but we'll see how it goes.
Whether the third most successful team in all of, third most successful manufacturer in all of Formula One.
Wow.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, if you ain't first, you're third.
Yeah. That's because we haven't tried yet. We'd win. We just know already.
Wait, you're bringing Cadillac into Formula One, and you ain't even going to build the engine? You're going to buy it off someone?
Yet again, Red Bull's doing pretty good with that. Just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
We don't know how they're going to do in the future when they build their own engines, but right now they've got a pretty good rep. As long as they've been in F1, they've been killing it pretty good.
Yeah, but you don't get that win. You don't get that championship as the bow type. You don't build your own engine, and you're an engine manufacturer.
I mean, yeah, energy drink versus the engine manufacturer. But I'll tell you this much: when you're standing on that podium spraying that champagne, I don't think you care how you got there. Just saying. Speaking of a lot of champagne and where they have a lot of that stuff and fountains and whatnots.
Fountains of champagne.
Vegas. Las Vegas, baby. I'm sure you could do it. You can do anything, I'm pretty sure, in Vegas if you got enough money. So you want fountains? Oh yeah.
Woo!
Hell yeah, dude. So yeah, we're going to Vegas. I don't know if you knew. If you're an F1 fan, you are going to Las Vegas. I don't know what kind of money's being thrown out at this time.
A lot.
Yeah, Dave knows that. He's got the finger on the pulse of that, and the exact number is
Money.
shit ton.
I
So,
don't have the exact number. but I'll
he's going to
it.
get those exact numbers. We'll be back shortly with those. He's running down the hallway going. To
And
where
now
we
a
keep
message
that
from our
information.
sponsors.
Oh wait, we don't have
um,
any of those.
I'm gonna run down a little just quick, kind of stuff you need to know about this track real quick before we get into the big, topics that are going on right now. 50 laps at this racetrack, which 50 laps doesn't seem like much, but like Norman made the point earlier when I brought this up, but it is a bigger track because they had to fit in all of your major places that they needed to turn around, like the Sphere and another casino and
The
another
MGM
hotel
Grand.
and another casino.
We gotta
and
show
they want
the
to make sure you get
fountain
around
off.
all of them. So they're doing like a tour of Vegas around every lap. So it's only 50 laps. But the biggest shocker of this whole weekend for me, excuse me, not being in Vegas is not the biggest shocker for me. It's these times, bro. These times are killing me because I thought when I saw the times first time, like what time the races start, when the practices are, and all that stuff, is kind of blowing my mind. I'm going to give them to you real quick in Central Time. So that'll be 10:30 Central, U.S. Central, for the free practice one on Thursday. That's 10:30. I'm an old dude. I can still make the 10:30. Practice 2, you want to go ahead and tune into that, right? Like, that'll be a good time. It's 2 a.m. Friday morning.
Wow.
Free practice 2. I'm not getting up at 2 a.m., bro. That's not happening. So I'll watch that
You
recording.
just got to stay up.
So I watched the recording or the, 12-minute little spiel before the free practice 3 at 10:30 p.m. on Friday. That's fine.
Party, yeah. Party,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So when are we going to qualify after all those weird practice times? Saturday at 2 a.m.
They're qualifying at midnight track time?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
Imagine
I
you
got
trying
this-
to just like sleep in Vegas and you just
Wait. You just said an oxymoron.
What does that mean?
Sleeping
Vegas
in
and
Vegas?
sleep?
Yeah.
Well, when
Fair
you're on,
An
you know,
oxy
The
who?
city never sleeps.
What
Dave,
did you
wait,
just
how
call
does
me?
that asshole know what an oxymoron
When you're-
is?
when you're on coke for a
Alabama,
straight
he's
week,
like, "That's
it's got to
smart."
crash at some point. And you know that's right at the point they fire up the cars.
Yeah,
And you'd
Norman's
be
like,
like, no!
my first thought
Anyway.
was, Norman is an oxymoron. How does he know he's an oxymoron without the oxy? How the fuck does he know what this shit is?
Anyways, and then we got the race on Sunday at 12 a.m., which I thought, these are probably British times, right? It's regular time of the day for everything. No. That's 6 a.m. if you're on the British schedule. So it's not even helping them. What are we doing here?
What is it in Australia at that time?
I don't know. It's upside down. Whatever it is, just turn it upside down.
It would be like a dinner time thing for them. So because what
That's
the
the
race that we
reason
said,
why. So
the
around
race
the
at
world.
12 a.m. It would be 6 p.m. there.
No, because
They're-
they run the.
Why are we worried about Australia? Why are we worried about if they're going to have a decent time?
Yeah,
It's
screw
in
Australia.
America.
Gareth lives there.
Who
Who
gives
cares?
a shit?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking it's still a normal time when we run for Texas and Miami. They still run it Sunday in the afternoon. So
Yeah.
like for them, it's in the middle of the night, Sunday night or Sunday morning. I don't know.
I
Just
don't
don't
know.
like
answer
us
that
on the
for me.
West Coast.
It's just a weird deal. I don't understand why they would agree to these times.
It feels like it's like kind of out, like the Brits are coming in going like, oh, there will be people dancing with feathers on and it will be exquisite. We'll have a night race with lights and other things. The sphere will be illuminated with the Formula One logo. It'll be brilliant. And Americans, they stay up all night anyway. We'll start at midnight. They won't care. They'll just be eating dinner, those imbeciles.
Did you
That's
guys
the
see,
Wild West out there?
Did you guys see all
They
the
carry
sphere
guns on the
memes?
hips.
They were like, "Oh, what should we put on the sphere?" And this one guy's like, "Put the Alonso clip where he's like, oh, the time you have to leave the space." Could you just imagine?
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with the Sphere. I'm sure it'll be cool. Actually, the only thing that I would like to go to Vegas for and check out is that damn Sphere. It looks pretty cool. But
why couldn't we just start at 8 o'clock?
I don't know.
Why don't we just start at 2 p.m. like we do everywhere else, or 3?
Right.
Whatever it is.
Well, and it'd be the best for the
we
tire
don't get to see the
compound,
lights
too.
of the strip, which are going to not be shown because we're going to have lights to light the track.
It don't even be 2 a.m. to see the lights, dude.
Well, what time's Bahrain? Isn't Bahrain at so they do Bahrain at night because it's hot too? Is Vegas hot this time of year? Genuine question. I actually have no idea.
That's the problem.
Didn't it
We
just
should
snow
know
there?
that right now.
Oh, I've got
Let's go
it
right now.
pulled up.
Run it.
Oh, yeah.
So the weather is the thing that's going to be the problem. It's been talked about, I don't know where. If you're on social media and you're into F1, the tires are not going to be able to hold on the track. It's going to be too cold, they say. Too cold, too cold, too cold.
So we're looking at Saturday. We're going to have a high of 69. So we're not too hot.
Nice.
And Antonio, get on your conversions because we're going to be putting these on freedom units. Everyone else is
Nice.
putting them in,
Of course we are.
in that weird.
Give us a roundabout. Give us a roundabout on the old Celsius to Fahrenheit.
So our low is 50, but if anyone knows how a low works, that's normally bright and early in the morning, like right before sunrise.
Yeah, real quick. So when I was in Austin for COTA in 2012, the first race they had there, I remember wearing like a light coat because I was pretty chilly in the morning, but by midday I was fine. So that's kind of how Vegas is probably going to be, but go ahead.
So I'm going off today, and around race start, if the race started today, I scrolled down too far, we're looking at 57. So it's a little warmer today than it will be Saturday. So we're going to drop that down. We're going to say a race start temperature around 55 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think is going to be about 15 degrees Celsius.
That's lower. So your low was 10 Celsius, and the race temperature would be like 13.
13. Okay. And we'll probably
That's pretty cold.
we'll probably drop down into about 50, probably 55. I guess no, 53, 52 by the time the race ends. The coldest Grand Prix that they have on record was Germany during a rain race, and I think they said it got down to 10 degrees Celsius.
Oh, we're sitting right there.
Yeah, which, I mean, honestly, I don't want to trash on it and say, man, it's out in the desert. That is damn cold. Like, you almost need to have it in the middle of the day this time of year. I don't know if they thought, all you got to do is look at like an almanac, right?
Yeah.
Like, look at the weather patterns.
Man,
over the last
just
3
Google
years.
what is the climate in
Right?
Vegas in November.
Right? Like, I'm going to Florida in about a month. I'm already Googling and getting temperatures. They couldn't do the same thing. Like, come on, man. I don't know why they'd have it in the middle of the night. It needs to be during the day if you're actually going to.
I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be, though, because there's people out there that are like putting memes of snow tires and stuff. Guys, it's not that cold.
All right, guys, you have to have the snowflake on your tire. We're gonna, yeah. You know, it's funny. I was searching for all-terrain tires for my truck, and I saw Pirelli's come up. I didn't even know they made all-terrain tires. So hold on, let's look up what it is. What it's called here, because we're gonna have to buy some of those. I think Pirelli Scorpions. We're all gonna have to run those.
Get the Scorpions out. They're gonna need them. Bring a bunch.
That's funny, but I mean, it's typical Formula One media blowing everything out of proportion, and it's the Brits, bro. Anytime they can shit on America, they're like, boom. The problem is, you know what? The problem is, too, Formula One makes us look stupid as Americans. And then you get some of these guys in the freaking comments who are like, rah, what is a kilometer? And you look like a fucking even more of a dumbass. And then we're just sitting here like neutral, normal human beings who like both F1 and NASCAR. And we just get shit on for just existing. Yeah. So
it's all a setup, dude. I feel like that. It's a conspiracy. Yeah. It's a setup.
They destroy us for no reason.
They knew Logan Sargent was going to be a fucking joke. And that was just to get us out again.
Hey,
there are too many Americans in our sport.
I thought our Canadian representation was pretty bad, but y'all are doing a pretty good job. I can't lie.
I don't know.
Here's what we'll do.
Y'all have Stroll.
We'll find a guy with a good American name.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more what I was saying. I never thought I'd see the day, but Lance Stroll is currently carrying us.
Oh, how rough is that? Like, where are you at in the country right now?
Well, doing better than we are.
Lance Stroll.
We need a Lance Stroll in America right now.
True story.
You don't say that.
You don't say that right now. You don't say that, Ricky
that.
Bobby.
I'm sorry.
Not including Mexico, Lance Stroll is currently carrying North America.
No, but if
Just
you are
saying.
wondering, there is no chance of rain this weekend in Las Vegas, so we will not see the wet or the intermediates this weekend.
I mean, unless it like gets some dew on the track.
We're gonna see the S, the snows.
Yeah, no joke. I can't believe it, dude. Honestly, that's going to be a pretty cold tire. And if you look at this track map, dude, like I don't know where they're supposed to warm their tires up. You know what I mean? Like to keep the warmth in them, because it's a bunch of real slow corners and then straight.
So,
in my mind, anyways.
if you weave down,
Are you saying the tire strategy is going to be a
keep
gamble?
heating your tires, are you going to get penalty for weaving?
I
Well,
don't.
So
Who
you know what I
knows,
was gonna
bro?
say is we've raced in temperatures like that in like here in Canada, because obviously it gets pretty cold. It's doable, but the only thing is these F1 cars are so sensitive to like how much heat they require to actually be good that I don't know if it'll be good. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it'll be a tire issue or if they just will overcool the tires. You know what I mean? Because especially with those straights, like I mean, shoot, we all see the F1 games. I don't know how legitimate they are, but you see how much the brake temp's cool. Like it's a lot. Like so down a straight. So who knows?
they're also some of the videos I watched. They talked about the engines have issues with overheating, but the engines also don't do well in too cold of temperatures either. They can't stay. The engine can't stay warm enough.
Well, that's the thing. We never usually have even like under probably 65 degrees. You know what I mean? Like on most tracks and stuff. So it's not even an issue. But we're gonna find out today.
What temperature? Really, like 10's the lowest they've raced in. I'm just
They've done practice sessions in colder. Like during
With the actual Grand Prix.
and that's what the video I watched. I don't know how much I trust the video I watched, but they also said that like they've had days where it's below freezing. They've done testing in, but the thing about that is you can run out, go let the car run around, and then bring it in and warm all your fluids and stuff back up, and send the car back out. 2, 3, 4 laps, and you're not really pushing hard on cold tires because you're not telling you're telling your driver, hey, you're not going to get your tires to temp, so don't push.
Are we done sprint races for the year?
Yes.
We are, right?
Yes. Yeah, last one was the last one. Like I said, this one's just your regular free practice one day, and then, free practice 2 and 3, and then quali, and then race. But it's so jacked up with the times and when they're doing them. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like usually you have the days broke up, free practice 1 on one day, and then free practice 1 and 2 on one day, then 3, then quali, and then race. It's kind of
I
just
guess
all
it's
smeared
technically
together.
different now, yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it is. If you look at it, broke up probably times in between sessions and stuff. It's probably a normal weekend. It's just, man, it's in the middle of the night and stuff. Which I get the lights and all that crap, but at the same time, come on, guys.
They could have done so. What time does Bahrain start at? That's what I'm wondering. Because Bahrain track time,
I think like 9 o'clock.
When is the Bahrain? Why didn't we just do the same? I don't get it.
It's only an hour later.
Why does it need to be so late?
Yeah. You don't need to get dark. Like, it's going to get dark at some point. It don't get any darker.
I think it would have been cool to do kind of the NASCAR thing and start in the day and end at night. Like, do it at dusk and go into the night.
Problem is, I don't think the race is long enough to do that, though. You'd have to start like at dusk.
I think that they're onto something with the nighttime thing. I get it with Vegas. That's when you think you're going out to Vegas, you don't think I'm going to be walking around down the strip in the middle of the day. Like you think at night, like that's when the big stuff happens, all the lights, this and that. I think they're on the right track there. I just don't know why we have to go so late. Like it's just goofy to me. I don't know who's setting it up or what, but yeah, I don't know if there's maybe it's the Vegas shows. Maybe the Vegas shows they wanted them to be over, so there was no competition.
But I thought they went pretty late too.
Is it a traffic thing? You think maybe? Like, is there a lot of traffic typically between those?
Vegas traffic is awful no matter what. So,
and they're cutting these roads off. They're not letting people on them in between sessions. No. I don't think. I think this is broke down for the whole weekend. Like as soon as it's probably already blocked off.
I thought they had to open it.
They might do the Monaco thing where it's open when an event's not going on. But
Wow.
Aren't there other series there with them too? You don't just bring F1 and just run F1. You run like multiple series through there.
I don't think F2 and 3's there. As far as I know, 3's was done, I think, back at freaking like Monza or something, and F2 is only got Abu Dhabi left, so I don't know.
Yeah, but and then another thing we got to get into is, I'm sorry, but does this thing not look like a upside down pig? Like, I've seen the memes of
Spider Pig
with Homer Simpson. Come on now, like, did they not see that coming? It looks like an upside down animal, like it's already dead. We ain't even started
But you really
yet.
can't, like, you have to go by what the roads are there. It's not like they built their own track.
Spider Pig doing whatever Spider Pig does.
Unless there's some parking lots they're going through.
Can we run through the track layout quickly here? Like, let's just take a look at this.
Go for it.
Okay, does anybody here actually know Vegas in the streets? Because I've never been, so I don't know anything about Vegas.
Well, and the people listening, this sucks, but if you'll scroll down, I did put a picture of kind of the hotels out there, but I don't know Vegas enough. I know they made sure and went around the major hotels that you know of, and they went around that new sphere that they've got. Besides that, I don't really know.
Okay, so let's take a peek at this really quick. So we got, I don't even know where's turn one.
Turn one is up in the corner. It's over by like the northeast corner in the top right of the picture.
Start,
if you're looking at the Spider Pig, it's the back feet of Spider Pig. It's turn one. And that's where sorry, I'm going to call it a paddock. Screw it. They're not calling it a paddock. I'm calling it a paddock. That's where the pit is. Turn one there. Turn two. By the way, since you're going to go through a track layout, we do need to talk about pit exit is on the apex of turn one. Okay. Mercedes F1 Motorsports actually put out a post. I don't know if that's the official. It's Mercedes.F1 Motorsport. They got a blue check, but who doesn't nowadays on the X? You know what I mean? But yeah, turn one, it's a late apex, looks like, and they literally put pit exit on the late apex.
Oh, that is such a short shoot for turn. That is not at all where I thought they were. They should have put it down Las Vegas Boulevard.
Dude, that's actually the backstretch.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be start finish right there, run down to the fountains.
So okay, going through the pig, you're gonna take a left, so late apex. Then you got like a little left, right, and then another right. That's gonna be 2, 3, and 4, and then you go all the way down. What is it, Koval Lane? And then you go to turn 5, and then you go turn 6 is like really long, and you drive by this sphere that's probably gonna have a U2 concert going on in it. And then you take a little right-hander there onto Sands Avenue, a little left-hander onto at turn 8. See that, like, how's that even a turn? That should just almost all be the same. It is, I guess, but it should almost all be the same thing. And then you got like a almost 90-degree left-hander and onto Las Vegas Boulevard, and then apparently there's another left-hander on Las Vegas Boulevard, which isn't really a left-hander. It's like that. What's that one track that's got that turn and you just. This is a bad description, but it's got one of those turns too, where it's like the most minor like movement of the steering wheel.
They count it as like turn 13, wherever that.
Yeah, it's like
2B
13. Or something. It's like
yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. And then a little couple. This is such a terrible track.
Okay, in your DRS activation zones, I guess they'll be reading. I don't know where they're going to read. The activation zones are after 4, of course, and right before 5. And then you don't get a DRS activation until Spider Pig's back.
So 12 and between 12 and 13?
12 and 13, right there at Harrah's.
So it's 13 a chicane?
Is where you're actually going to hit. 13 a chicane? No, it's a straight. It's just a little kink. I think you're going to be hauling ass down that thing. What was the speeds, Norman, that you were talking about before?
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong map. That's why. Nice. That's good. The speeds, it says the fastest I saw is 212 miles per hour.
Yeah, 212. Is that what it's going to be?
That's what they estimated, I think, it at. It's a 3.8 mile circuit. So 6.12 kilometers for anybody who's not in freedom units.
I was going to say, yeah, that's what I heard it in.
Yeah, Will.
You know what?
Kilometers.
I don't want to judge this before it goes, but it doesn't look like it's going to race well. Like, I don't know if it will. It might. It might because of all the straights, though, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. It might be... It might be like a Jetta though, where we thought it was gonna suck and it's actually really good. So I don't know.
So the biggest part I can see is it looks like the ones that we get a big break in performance is the sweepers, either fast sweeping corners or low speed stuff. You've got low speed stuff. You don't really have that big of sweeping corners because if you think turn like 10 or whatever, it's kind of a sweeper, but you're going to have to start breaking down for that little bit of a kink they put before the backstretch. And then the backstretch, I'm hoping can be exciting in the way of you can get a run on somebody and pass them going into 12. And then when you're headed to 13, they can get your slipstream, but you'll have the DRS. Does that make sense? Maybe that's how they'll set it up. So that when they go to attack you with the slipstream down that little bit of a kink coming down to 14, you can actually turn on the DRS and it'll actually be still a race. I'm hoping. I don't know, down to like Planet Hollywood and all that stuff. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. And I don't know what these look like. I don't think there's any undulations. I've never been to Vegas, so I don't think there's any up and downs. I think this is all flat street track.
Is.
I know, we're like the worst people to review this. We've never been to Vegas.
Yeah,
No,
like
you're all from the East
flat.
Coast. I'm from Canada.
It's flat. It's like being in a downtown area. You're not going to have elevation, really.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
Long Beach, right? I mean, there's probably going to be some walls up and this and that. But yeah, I don't know how it's going to race, bro. I just don't know. So we will have to see for sure.
Oh, yeah, so between 4 and 5 is the actual thing, and then the DRS detection zone. Yeah, I'm curious how big that, like, between 12 and that little 13 kink is, because the DRS detection zone is just after the little kink. So I wonder, like, if you can actually get someone into 12, race them down into 13 and actually get by them, and then get the DRS and drive away from them? Like, you know what I mean? Or is it going to be
are they going to get
way?
the DRS? Yeah, I'm hoping they get the DRS, right? I would hope that they can set it up. And, Alonso's going to be the one that's going to take advantage of this stuff, right? He's going to figure that out.
All they're going to do is start
and he's going to be like, let off.
It's going to be, what is it, Jetta, where they all like check up to stay behind the car in the DRS zone.
Yeah. Somebody will figure it out. Like I said, I'm pretty damn sure it'll be Alonso first because the dude's he's always working the system. He's going to need some help because that Aston Martin ain't been looking too good, honestly, lately.
And they are saying, about 223 miles an hour, 224 miles an hour with DRS and draft into the braking zone at the end of the strip.
Do you think we're going to see these non-draggy cars do well? Like, you think someone like Ferrari might come out of nowhere and do well here?
Yeah, I mean, you almost think that they got a chance. Everything's just wide open.
This is going to be a really hard in it, win it, bin it, because we have no idea what's going to happen.
I didn't want to give too much up.
I don't even know who to pick.
They are saying that low engine power cars are going to struggle this weekend.
Who picks first this
Levi.
week?
What, me again already? I don't want to pick first. Screw you.
I thought he just picked first.
No.
Didn't he? Shoot, I don't know.
It was Dave last week picked first.
Yeah, no, who. Oh, you know what?
Because
you might be right.
I picked first last, and this is second to last race.
Well, one more thing I want to get into before we get to the in it, bin it, and win it, and all the good stuff that we do here on this wonderful podcast is lately I've noticed some posts going out, so I did a little bit of research. I don't have that much, and I'm not going to talk super big numbers, but the Vegas hotel prices and ticket prices have went down dramatically in the last few weeks leading up to the race. Because we had talked about in a previous podcast, I wish I could tell you the number. It's number something between here and the start. We had talked about the prices and why they were so high and this and that. But so the cheapest ticket prices for Vegas when they first released was Thursday, $385 a piece, Friday, $825 a piece, and Saturday, $1645. And that's saying Saturday race because British time and all that good stuff. The cheapest Vegas GP tickets as of like probably the first of this week or first, this last weekend was $162 for Thursday. From $385 to $162, that's a 58% drop. Friday had a 62% drop. And for the Grand Prix itself, it has went down like almost $600, which is like a 34% drop. Same thing for all the hotels because it's Vegas, right? Booking a hotel is always, a big deal, this and that. One of the hotels there have said, to hell with you, I'm staying on my prices. They have not dropped. I don't know what the Aria is. If you've been out there, it must be pretty nice because they don't care. They just don't care. But the Bally's on the Horseshoe, they were at $799 on November 7th. 2022 when they first released all this stuff. The 6th of November, almost a year later, they've dropped to $257 a night. That's a 68% decrease. Almost across the board, it's an average probably of around 50 or 60% drop of hotels. So I guess my question to you guys, and get y'all's point on this whole thing, is we've been kind of trashing on the track. But besides that, is there anything else of why these Vegas tickets went down? Are they just trying to pack the seats? Is it something bigger? What are your guys'
totally
takes?
took down one of the grandstands.
They did take down one of the grandstands, but there were still tickets to be had. There's still tickets out there, even with them taking down a grandstand.
I don't think people in Vegas care. I don't think this is something that Vegas needs, that people that go to Vegas care about or want to see.
I think personally, F1 and everyone else who organized this event was just like, oh, these Americans have been paying through the roof, and we saw everybody hop on board. Like, this is honestly what I actually think happened. Because, they're never going to publicly say something like this. But I think they looked at this and they were like, oh, let's see how much we can charge these dumb Americans. I really like this new sport that they got into through Drive to Survive. And we're going to make this big spectacle out of Las Vegas, and we're going to charge the most ridiculously absurd prices. And it just absolutely shit the bed, because we're not dumb. Like, we don't want that. Like, we want you to go to a racetrack like Circuit of the Americas, like Road America, like go to a track. Like, why are we going to something like Vegas and building? Again, I haven't seen it. We haven't seen the race, so we don't know what it's going to play out like. But looking at this track on paper, it don't look like it races very good. So you're building something out of it. You're making a spectacle. You're putting up boards so that people can't even stand around the outside of the track and watch the race. Like, you're basically shielding it off and saying, hey,
I've heard...
you can pay this much for a ticket and you can show up, and, we're going to charge these absurd prices. Oh, by the way, you still have to pay like $3,000 for your hotel. Like, it's just stupid. Like, it's actually just highway robbery. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. Like, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago, that this whole American Formula One push is temporary. Like, the pendulum will swing past it and then come back. Like, and we'll find middle ground and maybe go back to one Grand Prix in Austin. And like, it's just a money grab right now. But research and development takes time. So it's not like they could try to take advantage of it right when they wanted to, which was during COVID and Drive to Survive. It took all this time to get this Grand Prix going. So here we are, and now we're in a recession, and there's a war kind of starting, and it's a hard time. Like, you don't want to go spend a ton of money to go gamble in Vegas and pay a bunch of money to go watch the race too. It's just tough. So yeah, it's a wrong time, wrong place, and they will learn a lesson.
I go with it is basic economics. It's supply and demand. Well, most countries have one race, so the supply is low and the demand is high. They come to America and they give us 3 races in 1 year. Well, now, no. The guy that went to Miami isn't going to Vegas. The guy that went to Austin isn't going to Vegas. You're in your 3rd race and everyone's already gone and seen that race. They're not going to spend another $1,000 to go see another race.
Yeah, DJ Khaled was already at Miami. So who is this for?
Yeah, I think you make a good point because of the fact, and it kind of goes back to Dave's point too. It's that pendulum swing, It's like they do with everything in America, honestly. We're gonna just keep giving you so much, and you know what I mean. I have to say, we talk about this in NASCAR a lot, right? They give us what they think we want, and then they do it way too much, and then they have to pull it back. And I feel like we may be at that point with this race. Vegas was a good idea: flashy lights, race cars, fast people, a lot of money. It's the gamble city. Like, it all makes sense, but when you start putting it together, after you've already had, Miami beaches, right, and all that stuff, and COTA being kind of like the all-American race, Austin, Texas, people have a good time. American flag's bigger than, the whole town, it seems like, hanging off the side of this flag, running. Had these beautiful shots going up and down these hills with sunsets. I mean, it was America all the way. I love it. And now you got this flashy thing that's flashy, but is it good? You know what I mean? So yeah, I think going back to y'all's point, it's just too much. And so we're going to find out. Like Antonio said, here we are trashing on a thing and we haven't even seen it. So let's give it a shot. The only thing racing wise, I'm
open. I want to see. I'm going to be up.
Yeah,
I'll be here midnight. I'm going to watch this race live. I'm going to see how it goes. And if you watched me on YouTube fall asleep,
so be it.
Then
Take
you know.
a little nap with me.
then
Take a nap with Norman.
What I think of the race.
Yeah, it's our second podcast. Take a nap with Norman. Coming to you at about 1:30 on Saturday/Sunday.
These race times are out of this world, man.
They're crazy. But yeah, the only racing thing I can actually bring to you, because the Drivers' Championship's been, it's already closed up. I think that would have helped a little bit if you still had a race to be raced. But technically, the racing is over.
If there was still a championship to be decided, and this is the second to last race to help decide that championship.
Well, I think it puts some spice back into the race, honestly.
Would.
I think it gives you a little bit, and so that's another thing that, David brought up that it's a little bit touch and go with some things overseas right now, and money's not great. We all know that. And then you wrap up a constructor championship a couple weeks ago, drivers championship 3 or 4 weeks ago. There's not really much to be raced for. The only thing, and I'll bring this up, kind of touching back with F1 and racing and going back into what actually is being fought for. Third through, well, not really third. So second and third in the constructors, Mercedes and Ferrari still up for grabs. There's 20 points there. And then McLaren and Aston Martin's got 21 points between those two in fourth and fifth. Besides that, the constructors is all locked up. I mean, you got AlphaTauri and Williams fighting for some scraps. I have to bring it up, Norman. Sorry, bud. Haas has only got 12 points for the whole season. I mean, get some points here in America, please, dude. Like AlphaTauri had 8 points, I think, a couple weeks ago, man. So they've been turning it up a lot. They got 21 now, but still, everybody else is in the 200s, 300s range, and Red Bull sitting there at 782 is just ridiculous.
Real quick on that note, because you're going to diss on me, I'm going to diss on my own team a little bit too, because we won't hear anything. But last week I did see where Haas has filed a petition to get more cars penalties from Alston. I
also saw that.
I don't think it's going to happen to it, but if they got what they wanted, Magnussen would get 6 points for that race.
Hey, I'm telling you this right now.
Hulkenberg
I actually heard
Magnussen.
him. Yeah, Hulkenberg. Hulk. But my wife actually brought up too that I guess the FIA and F1's getting together to make a ruling so that can't ever happen again. I guess there's going to be a timetable on when you can lock in these. You can't hold it over someone's head like, hey, if we want to appeal that, we're going to, but we're not going to do it right now. We're going to see if you continue. Because I guess the way Haas brought it up is we're going to continue to see if you continue to make these calls or whatever, or no calls or whatever the case may be.
Well, really what
if they do, then we're going to throw it in there.
Haas was trying to make sure that they could get all the evidence. So they're trying to get all the, they're waiting for all the onboard to be released and all this, which is fair because F1 did. I'm sorry if y'all want to get into this, F1 screwed it. Like they were letting them cut the corner in T6 at Alston and not penalizing anyone because the CTV camera that they were supposed to use for it was out.
I say let them race.
So,
let them race. Boys will be boys.
Here's my issue.
Texas,
this is my issue with it. You say let them race. Well, then you need to come over and tell every team, hey, we're not doing this. We're not going to be ruling on this. If you want to cut the track, you can cut the track. Because
fair, but they need to throw that appeal out there. The deal is if they would throw the petition up, then they would release all the footage and the cameras. But now we're like 4 races down the road and they're still talking about maybe doing it. It's just ridiculous to me.
Well, no, they've already done it.
Like either do it or don't.
They filed it. It was supposed to be filed November 7th. So, no, I think November 4th actually is when I think it was supposed to be filed. If they went through with it.
Yeah.
But no,
We'll give updates on that for sure.
Now, it was
because
ridiculous.
that is kind of a big
My
deal.
thing is it's not a Haas thing. It's an F1 thing. It's ridiculous how they rule crap and they're never consistent in anything they have and do.
Oh, we've had that talk here numerous times. But anyways, going to wrap that up. We'll go into the in it, win it, bin it. We got 2 weeks left, right? This one is another race.
Three-way tie.
Yeah, three-way tie. Is it a three-way tie?
It's
right
a
now?
three-way tie with Levi, Antonio, and me. And Dave needs.
We're having a 3-way, and Dave is filming.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, Dave.
Unfortunately, Dave is on the outside.
The only way
looking in
Dave
on this
can make
one.
it a 4-way is if we all shit the bed and get 0 points for the last 2 weeks, and he sweep both weeks.
I can do it.
So what you're saying is there's a chance.
No, there's no chance. He ain't getting it on the 3-way.
There's a chance. Man, so yeah, we've 2 weeks left. It's a 3-way tie. I mean, we want to change these points next year. I get that. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm down with it too. But I mean, this is better than what they can put on for the Grand Prix. Like, this is better than the championship itself. Things still going on.
This
here.
is leading up to be 2021. We got to rig it or something.
dun to the dun dun.
Somehow I'm not going to get first pick next week.
Dave's gonna win.
Yep.
Dave's gonna win.
Oh, Dave gets a bonus point. And
Oh
wins.
wait, they didn't let all the lap traffic go around. What?
Oh, I thought y'all were just going to not let me get picked.
Dave got
next
his
week.
lap back. What the fuck? All
You're
right.
going to skip me for picks next week, and y'all are just going to pick, and it's like, no, you just get whatever's left over.
Yeah.
No, I want to beat your ass fair and square,
Norman's
bro.
not here this week. I don't know. Somehow he got DDoSed. I don't know what happened.
For sure. So, am I up for the win it, in it, win Bennett? If you don't know
You're
yet,
up first, baby.
it's in it. Whoever you say is going to be in, it's going to get points. Bennett is whoever wrecks. You get a point for that. And then if you pick the winner minus Mr. Max Verstappen champion because he was way too dominant.
And he comes back
If
next
you need
week,
to know the
right? We can
rules.
pick him next week.
No, I don't think so. And so it's a point for each of those categories. So my first one will be the in it pick. Going with my man Sainz. He hasn't let me down the last couple weeks, and I think the Ferrari's going to be pretty strong. So that's the in it. To Bennett, I am afraid that man, you can't lean on Yuki anymore. He's been letting me down in the wrecks. Yeah, I'm going to go with my boy Logan Sargent, American. I think he's going to be pushing too hard. I know Norman wanted to pick him, so I'm picking it even if I lose, just so I steal his pick for a week. Will feel great. So that's in the bag. And to win it, get second place overall under the amazing Max, because I'm pretty sure he's still going to win this thing unless something crazy happens. I'm going to go with my man Lando. I think he's been doing great. I think they're
He's
going to be
not your
fast here.
man.
The McLarens look good. Man, I'm telling you, he's been doing well. They look really well. So lock those picks in, Antonio, if you would, for me. And good luck to you, boys.
Yeah, I see how y'all do. I jump on the Lando train. He gets me back in this thing, and y'all start taking him from me. I see how this works.
No, I got on the train when he started actually doing well.
He got me back into this competition, and now y'all keep taking him from me. So I'm going to start with my Ben pick because he's helped me out at Brazil, so I'm going to stay with Kevin Magnussen. Cold tires down the back stretch, going to lock it up, go straight into the wall. So he ain't going to make it. I'm going to go with Alonso for my end pick. I think he's going to get some points. And I'm going to have to take the risk. It's scary, but at this time, you got to swing for the fences, right? This time of year. And if the best pick is already off the board, you got to go with a wild card. I'm going to go with Sergio Perez as my win pick because he's going to have the horsepower to run. So as long as he doesn't make a damn mistake, I think he can beat Lando.
Sorry, who'd you pick to Bennett?
Magnussen.
Magnussen? Okay.
So those are my three.
All right, well, that leaves me up next. So I've been trying to figure out who I'm going to pick to Bennett because I know that's a really important pick for us because picking the win pick's pretty hard. I'm going to go wild and go Sainz to win it. The reason I say that, I don't know who's got the second best engine, but obviously Ferrari's always got a good engine and they've always done good on straight tracks. So it's worth the gamble. Norman took probably the next best pick. I I mean, I don't know how McLaren's going to do, to be honest with you, either. They seem to be good in times where I wouldn't expect them to be. So, honestly, I think you guys probably knocked the 2 best picks off the board aside from Verstappen. So, I'm going to go with Sainz. I would go with Leclerc, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's usually not meant to be with that guy, seeing as he didn't even start last week.
Shit, bro.
So, I'd almost be better off to pick him as a bin pick, because it got a good chance. But, in pick, I want to go with Hamilton because he's like Mr. Reliable, but Mercedes has been like really close to being not doing well these last few weeks. So it's like kind of hard to do that, but I think I have to pick him. I'm going to go with him again because he's kind of been carrying me with the in pick. So, at least in regards to the last weekend, I should say, and a couple times before that, he's gotten me the in pick. So we're going to go with Hamilton. Bin pick, this is a pretty hard one. I'm going to go with Lance Stroll. And the reason I want to pick him is because he had a decent race last time. And they showed speed at a track like Singapore. Wasn't that where he binned it and put it in the wall? So it seems like those fast tracks, he makes a mistake. So hopefully, whatever happens, he gets taken out in the wreck on the first lap, or he just gets taken out at some point. So we're going to go with Stroll, and we'll hope for the best. And that leaves none other than David Kasai. You're up, buddy. Make these points count because you got to sweep.
You got to sweep, and we somehow got no points.
The shittiest pick in order when you got to sweep. Have fun with it, man. Go after it.
I picked Sargent to win.
I guess I'll just bet on chaos. I'll bet on a big race or like a wreck on the start, or something stupid. Mercedes has been falling off. I just can't pick one of them to win.
Doesn't it hurt though? You want to because they're still out there.
I do. I want to pick.
You just can't, bro.
No, Leclerc's gonna crash.
Yeah,
Ashley's
still out there.
Hey.
I'm gonna say Fernando Alonso to win.
It's not a bad one. Actually, his veteran,
being
a veteran, man, he may actually have a good chance at this stuff.
I mean, if of what's left, I think Norris is the pick. I like that pick.
Who's the pick?
We're gonna go to FP3, and Albon's gonna have like the best fucking
car
pace or something stupid.
I'll take Alonso to win it. I'll take Lewis Hamilton in it. We'll give them some respect.
I mean, yeah.
And Bennett, who's going to cause the big wreck?
Nick DeVries.
Right? Right. All right. How's the start going to go? Tires are cold. Everyone's anxious.
Jake Paul.
Oscar Piastri to Bennett.
Ooh.
Didn't work out for
Ant because that's my last pick in my pool.
And it didn't help Antonio last week for him to Bennett.
All right, I got it. That's it.
That's in.
All right,
that's in. So that wraps it up. We'll probably be seeing this Vegas race or seeing it the next day. If you're like me, I'm not gonna stay up for that crap. But no, I might want to. But yeah. So I got a couple of shout outs here at the end. I would try to shout out my boy Brock like 3 times now. We got to cut out of one. I think we just had to re-record a episode or something. Anyways, Brock, you listening, and I sure appreciate it, man. 42 strong. And you and your buddy out there listening to our podcast, appreciate that. My other shout-outs, Team Goon Squad just did a Racing for Mason last week. It was for a good cause. Dude in a real tough time due to a home fire and different things going on there. I don't want to get too many details. Go check it out, Team Goon Squad. The family came together. I think they did some good things. There's a GoFundMe if you want to help.
And they're up to over 11,000 for him now, too. Please go check that out.
So there
we'll put it a link in the notes.
Yeah, dude needs some help. Just anything helps, man. Just give him what you can there. And anyways, Team Goon Squad, of course, go look them up online. They got a bunch of racing going on. They'll have some money races.
We'll fix our Discord link too because that's been broken for a little while.
Right. It's been
We're like,
broken.
join our Discord. You can't even join it. We're like, oh
join
shit,
the
bro,
Discord.
my fault.
So now it's fixed, and now we know that's what the problem was. So all you 300, 400, 500 people that wanted to get in, it's wide open now. All right. Interstate's open.
There's no wait list.
Go. No wait list. Sorry about that. Go join up because I know you're out there looking.
Oh yeah, and our boy Kasai freaking put on a show in the race this past week, and I got to give him a shout out. A non-oval guy,
dude's killing it.
Going
lately.
right there, was sitting in top 15 the whole race. So I don't know what happened on that extra pit stop he tried to take.
Was it the Gen 4
I got in a wreck. I don't know exactly. I guess he was complaining on the radio that I didn't leave him enough space, but I was on the outside coming out of turn 4, and he was driving me really aggressive, like for P10. And he hit me, and I hit the wall, and he kept going, and I got a meatball flag.
Oh, yeah, we didn't see that in the broadcast, so we didn't know why you went out.
That's good.
So if you're that guy, suck it.
Yeah.
How about that?
No,
I
they
mean,
didn't
come
throw
on,
a caution,
guy.
but it was a wreck. It was a wreck, and it sucked. And then he was like, "I don't know what that guy was thinking." You know, I was like, "Dude, I don't know." Like,
I don't
Nice
race
work here, bro.
does anybody else? Okay, if you're listening, you do iRacing. Do you not love how people get on the radio like you can't hear them? Like, I don't know what that guy was thinking. I'm like, I'm that guy, asshole. I'm right here. You want to talk about it? Let's beef.
Yeah, speaking of
Like,
that,
I don't
though,
know,
but a
man.
non-oval, well, technically, in the interview, he said he was an oval guy. But Nick Beaver from League Zero won the race.
Well, he is an oval
Yeah,
guy, though. He has a late
I didn't
model
know
as his
that
profile
till the
pic. I think
interview.
he's been here a few
Yeah.
times.
He knew exactly what he was doing the whole race.
I don't even think it was a late. It was probably a super late. So I think he's done a few ovals in his career.
Yeah.
So
Dude knew what he was
Yeah.
doing. But no, good job, Dave. Way to be, man.
Thank you.
So you've led a crap load of laps there in the little dash for cash they put on the Speedway shootouts. You've led a bunch of those, and now you were shooting for a top 10 in an ARCA car. You may be an oval guy and just didn't know it.
maybe, dude.
yeah, bro.
Who knows?
Hell yeah.
But
And he did a
anyways,
green flag pit
man,
stop at Michigan and didn't fuck it up.
there you go. That's hard
Yeah.
to do, actually.
Yeah, Norman can't even do that.
I can't do that. I'm going to be right there with Norman. Now, but anyways, Las Vegas, baby. We're going to see how it goes. And, of course, we'll be back here next week and give you an update on hopefully the most awesome race we've ever seen in our lives. And everything made
And
sense.
I'll take an overall lead in it when it Bennett and be having first pick too.
There you go.
Well, we're back to resuming our normal
No, we're not.
ending activities. So Ford sucks, and so does Norman.
does
We'll see you
Norman.
next week.